Sukai Todd, and yes, before we get into it, I know that this is still a WB slash Warner Brothers property. It's also owned by Mattel, but this is just a little somewhat brief review before I get into my marvelous wink wink reviews. So yeah, this is a review of the Barbie 2023 movie, and I'm not just reviewing it because I'm super late to the phenomenon. Yes, I played with Barbies as a kid. Yes, I gave them to the thrift store. Not Goodwill, but thrift store, somewhat similar situation. Anyway, and as usual, this is all subjective. Purely subjective. You do not have to agree. You do not have to watch this video if you don't like the Barbie movie and think it's misandrist, which is not the same as feminist. Misandrist, by definition, is hating men. Feminist, by definition, is getting equal rights for women and men. Might help to learn more about that, right-wing people. Sorry, not sorry. And yeah, if you are right-wing but you love Barbie, you're welcome. If you're left-wing and love Barbie, you're welcome. If you hate Barbie, click off this video. You have 2 seconds. Bye, thanks for watching. Okay, and for those people who just want to hear my thoughts and like my talking voice, here we go. So yeah, firstly, the definition of satire, which is on the screen. Satire is, as you can see by the words on the screen, pause if you need to, a ridiculing or parodying irony. It's a literary device, which Barbie, heavily used. Barbie is a satirical movie. And while I get to some extent why people were so deeply offended, part of it is because people forgot to have fun and entertainment. Like, if you watch it knowing that this is going to be a satirical film, because I knew it was satirical once the music started. Once Helen Mirren's narration started, I was like, yes, this is so, like, the way she talked, I was like, this is satire. And that's what it is. It's satire. Speaking of Helen Mirren, she's the narrator, and she does a brilliant job. Forgive my horrible British accent. Note to the filmmakers, Sukai Todd is the wrong person to cast if you want to narrate this movie. Anyway, that went from British to Australian all in one go. But yeah, love Helen Mirren. She did a great job narrating this, and it's definitely a satire. It's a satirical film, and I really don't think people took it the way it was supposed to be taken, in my opinion. It's not that deep. Yes, it has a lot of societal and socio-political commentary, but good satirical films can do that and should be allowed to do that. Like, it's a satire. That's what it does. Satire by definition, you saw it on the screen, is to make fun of, ridicule, or poke fun at societal, political, economic, list anything, problems that are happening. Oh, and shout out to this Ken. I don't want to butcher his name, so he's a really cool Ken. I really enjoyed his work as Ken. I've seen him in some other movies, but again, don't want to butcher his name. He did a great job as the other Ken. He did great. I really enjoyed his work. And he did great opposite of Ryan Gosling, who we will talk about later. But yeah, this Ken is awesome. He's Ken enough. He's Ken energy. He's great. Good job for him. I hope that clap was heard. But yeah, shout outs to this Ken. He was really cool. I feel like he had great chemistry with everyone, just as Ryan Gosling did, but in his own way. And that's one thing I do appreciate about the Barbie movie, is that every character, despite most of them being Barbie and Ken, ignore my dog. Ignore my dog in the background. Despite all of them being mostly Barbie and Ken, they all did great jobs being individuals. So yeah, I'm sorry if you heard my dog. I don't know what he's barking at. Hopefully not me, because I don't talk that loud. Sorry. Sorry if you hear Ignore him. Okay, so next up is Ryder Barbie. Okay, sorry. I have to speak really quietly. I had to wait for my dog to stop barking. But yeah, I loved Ryder Barbie. She was great, in my opinion. And I feel like there was some weird sexism. Like, I saw some stuff on Reddit, which I'm not on, talking about how she liked weird referencing Zack Snyder. And it's like, bro, you're being sexist when you say that. You know that you're being slightly misogynistic, right? Like, saying that she looks whatever. Like, that's just ew. Like, let her live her life. She's Ryder Barbie. She slayed it. So, yeah. An honorable mention goes to Ryder Barbie. She did a great job, and I really appreciate the creativity that the director, writers, and Margot Robbie as a producer put behind each Barbie. I think even though they're all called Barbie, each Barbie is really cool, and they all have their own unique standout things about them, and I really love that for them. So I like seeing so much individuality in each character, even when they're all sharing the exact same name as Barbie and Ken. So yeah, and we'll be getting to the two main Barbie and Ken
I'm the
soon.
ringleader here. I'm in control. I'm in control.
Okay, so I'll just say this now. I love Dua Lipa's Dance the Night Away song. It was great. However, there was a lot of controversy surrounding Lizzo as well as Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj, whose husband is allegedly a not very nice person, possibly an S predator. So, or is an S predator, I don't know. But like, there are a lot of controversial figures within the music of this movie, which is really unfortunate, especially because when the allegations for Lizzo, when they came out, I was about to get into the Barbie movie phenomenon, so that was one reason why it took very long to watch the movie, was because I had to separate Lizzo's voice from the Barbie movie, and not due to fat phobia, due to the fact that I tend to believe the victims in the case, so it was difficult to get into Barbie at first, but I eventually somewhat separated the art from the artist and I sort of kind of tried to pretend that Lizzo was just kind of there, like her vocals were just some old random vocals from some other singer that didn't exist, some other Barbie singer. So yeah, and Ice Spice, her song with Nicki was cute. Nicki's verse was the best, obviously, in my opinion. Like, Nicki slays whatever she does, in my opinion. But yeah, I really enjoyed Dance the Night Away. I enjoyed watching Peacemaker Ken.
I'm not the one, not the one who is.
Yeah, these outfits right here, I despise them. I'm sorry, but I hate the neon look that these outfits have, and it's not just the way that they look, it's just the colors are hideous to me. The way the colors are used. Like, the colors by themselves are fine, but the way they put the colors together in these two costumes, I'm just like, ugh. Barbie and Ken deserve better. I just hate these colors and these like these costumes just do not do anything for me. They're like my childhood nightmares all in one short scene. Not to mention that there were some really gross jokes involving dogs using bathrooms and stuff, and it's just, ugh. I'm not for bathroom humor at all, so that was a big critique as well. And yeah, some of the jokes about male and female body parts, while I don't mind them, the one that Weird Barbie made about Kim was just kind of, ugh. I know she's Weird Barbie, but like, no. TMI Weird Barbie, sorry. Speaking of Weird Barbie, I actually really enjoyed her work. I really liked Weird Barbie overall. I think she was spicing up the lives of the story. Like, she spiced up the story very well, and I really appreciated that. I liked Kate. Is it McKinnon? I'm just gonna call her Kate. I liked Kate's work as Weird Barbie. She really brought a uniqueness and a fun, kind of playful, tomboyish edge to her character, or to the character, to the Barbie, so I really liked that. And aside from the critiques I've already mentioned, I think she did a really great job, especially with the state of the country of California. Like, I live in 2 states, California and anxiety. It's very real. So, I live in 2 countries, California and anxiety. They're both very real. Anyway, bad Facebook memes aside, yeah, I liked Kate's work as Weird Barbie, and I really like her being, respected by the president, Madam President, at the end. I thought that was a very good redemption arc for both Madam President and a good, respectful, arc to Weird Barbie, because I feel like Weird was kind of almost border, it was an insult, but also a compliment. It was somewhere in the middle, a backhanded compliment, but I think it should really be praised because she was overall a really cool character. I loved Weird Barbie because I could see a lot of myself in her as well as stereotypical Barbie, so if that doesn't tell you about my character. But I really enjoyed Weird Barbie's aesthetic, her style. I can't do the split, so I'm not going to get into that, but she was cool, so yeah, let's continue. Don't you already know that we blondes have more fun? Don't you already know that we blondes are not dumb? Don't you already know that we blondes are more fun? Yeah, Alan, I thought Alan was great. I laughed so hard at the NSYNC reference. And correct me if I'm wrong, was Alan from NSYNC British or was that some other guy? I get confused with that, but I loved Alan. I liked his story. He was great. He was funny. He was emotional. And he kicked Ken Land's butt. He kicked Ken Land's ASS, and I really appreciated that. I liked how they gave him his own narrative. Even though there's only one Alan, they make him unique and special in that way in terms of both writing and acting. So I really appreciate the dedication that went into Alan's work. And shout out to the actor who played Alan. I think the actor, Michael, I'm not going to butcher I'm not going to butcher Michael's last name, but Michael did a great job as Alan. I really liked how he embodied Alan in his own way. And he was just a fun, unique character. And he and Weird Barbie in a way kind of mirrored each other, just in different ways, in my opinion. And I really liked how he was kind of the weird kin of the group, which I thought was cool. And how he beat up the Kins and how he helped save Barbie Land. I thought that was really neat, in my opinion. I'm not perfect, but I can assure you that I'm worth it. I'm not perfect, but I can assure you that I'm worth it. Yeah, also honorable mention goes to Sasha, the girl who played America Ferrera / Gloria's daughter. She did a great job. I didn't exactly like Sasha as a character at first, but I think she did have some evolving. She evolved a bit, so I liked her somewhat. Gloria, played by America Ferrera, was by far the best performance next to Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, in my opinion. America Ferrera's speech about women really struck a chord with me and hit home because I can relate. And I feel like even though it's specifically about the woman experience, I feel like Barbie speaks to the human experience of capitalistic society. And while I don't want to get too into it, in my opinion, I feel like the America Ferrera Barbie speech could apply to how people in this capitalistic culture, not just women, but people, are seen as products. Like, if we make something, we become the thing. We have to be the thing. Rather than creating the thing and being its creator. Rather than being the creator of the idea you're just the idea. And to me, I feel like America Ferrera's speech as Gloria really summed that up much better than I did, probably. But she did a great job. Gloria was great. She much more likable than Sasha, almost throughout the whole film. And in my opinion, she was great. Love America Ferrera. I'm not perfect, but I can assure you that I'm worth it. I'm not perfect. Okay, so we're getting to the two main characters here. Stereotypical Barbie and stereotypical Ken. Just to distinguish them both. So Margot Robbie, I'm very much a fan of Margot Robbie, and I enjoyed her work as Barbie in this film. Not just as Barbie, but Barbara. She really did a great job in my opinion. She also really, pun intended, bad pun incoming, humanized Barbie and the female experience very well, in my opinion. And I'm Ken. Shout out to the person who made this art, credit to the artist. Ken, played by Ryan Gosling. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Gosling as an actor. I don't know him personally, so I won't speak on his personality. But as an actor, I was just kind of meh about most of his work. I wasn't a fan of him as from an entertainment perspective. But his work on the Barbie movie really solidified my tiny little crush on him. Great job. And as a feminist, this is going to shock some of you who are right wing. I was so happy he won an award for his work as Ken. I was not angry at all, because I think his character arc, despite being rather patriarchal, was also very human. Like he was still representing for what humans go through, but just from a different ideological perspective, in my opinion, and I really appreciate that. Being kin enough, or being enough, whether it's kin enough or enough or kin enough, I don't know. Just being enough is a feeling that I think many of us, especially the Gen Zers, can relate to. Like, we all want to feel like we're enough with or without a romantic partner, in my opinion and experiences. So I think that message is powerful, and I think Ryan Gosling's work as Ken really brought that to life. And I appreciate everything he put into it. And while I'm not a fan of country music, the Ken's song was pretty good. I'm talking about the I'm Just Ken, not the Push You Around one. Although his voice does sound good on it. It's just like, Ken, you're better than that. Which I think was kind of the point, in my opinion. Don't you already know that we blunts have more fun? Don't you already know that we blunts are not dumb? Don't you already know that we blunts are more fun? Is it weird that I ship Barbie and Ken even though it's a celebration of platonic relationships? Probably, yeah. Or maybe not, I don't know, because I grew up playing with Barbies. So I always shipped Barbie and Ken, to be honest. And even though it is a beautiful celebration of platonic relationships, in my opinion, and as someone who is scared to admit this on a public platform like YouTube, but I am open to being courted for a marriage by the right person, sent to me by the right deity, God, universe, operant power, whatever. I really do appreciate the platonic friendships I have, so I think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, opposite of each other, really did a great job of celebrating both sides and both pains of that relationship. Because I feel like even though Barbie is not in love with Ken in this movie, she still does have a very deep platonic respect and care for him. Like she cares for him in a very loving, platonic way. And I think that's something that needs to be seen more in movies, personally. Like, there's nothing wrong with friends turned lovers if it's done right, but you know. And no, I don't ship Barbie and Ken in real life. I just thought this picture was really pretty. I thought it was really cute, so I used it. Credit to the whoever took this photo at whatever Barbie premiere it was. It looks like London in the background of the. So yeah, I ship Barbie and Ken, and I think Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie should do a sequel to Barbie, in my opinion, where they make Barbie and Ken a couple officially. Reverse, Isekai. Reverse, Isekai. Reversing reversal. It'd be funny.
Don't you already know that? We blondes have more fun. Don't you already know that?
So overall, despite some of my critiques on it, which I have more, I just don't have the time to share them here. I'd say the Barbie is a solid 8 out of 10. I think if you haven't seen it, and I don't spoil it too much for you, you should see it for yourself and get your own opinion on it, for sure, like from your own opinion. But for me, it's a good 8 out of 10. Maybe 8.5. But it's a great movie. It's very emotional. It talks a lot about the female experience as well as the human experience, in my opinion, and the ideals and ideologies of what life is like in a capitalistic society, as well as wanting to be enough generally and in particular, and what is romantic versus platonic love. And I think those are all important topics that should be addressed. And I feel like overall the Barbie 2023 movie really addressed them quite well. It is not perfect. It's not exactly the bestest feminist take ever, but I enjoyed it, in my opinion. And I think we should be open for more. Thanks for watching.
I'm